Hey everyone, this is not another custom Mario Party board contest. This is instead our top 10 Mario Party custom boards. We have a lot to get into, but before we do any of that, I am Michael Kazuar, your host, one of two, because my other host is right here, Michael Rudolph.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Rudolph, better known as SpiderStaryu. It's great to be back here on Mario Party Legacy. For those who have watched previous videos before, you know me from Create a Mario Party board contest. Me and Michael Kazuar, we've done 3 of them so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great to be back to judge boards in a different way.
Yeah, and the reason it's a different way is because a very cool thing happened with the Party Planner 64 editor. That's the tool that we use to create the Mario Party custom boards. We can now make our own custom events. Before,
we can?
A happening space, you land on it, it does nothing. Obviously, that kind of thing is very complicated to hack, to edit, but it is now an option. We can use that, and it has only been available for a few months. So we did want to do a custom Mario Party board contest, the 4th one, but if we did, we wanted the custom events to be a requirement, and it's still something that people are figuring out. They're still learning. They're still there aren't that many available out to the public yet, so we didn't want to rush into it too quick. So instead, we're just going to pick our 10 favorite boards to play on. No reviews, no criteria, no nothing. Just here's a great board that you should play and that we love playing. That's about it. That's not much beyond that. Yeah. So we have a good mix of... Alright, let me not lie. We have mostly Mario Party 3 boards. Mario Party 3 is the best Mario Party. This just hands down. We won't even debate that.
Facts. Facts are facts.
I think we have 2 or 3 Mario Party 2 boards and 1 Mario Party 1 board.
We have 2 Mario Party 2 boards and 1 Mario Party 1 board. How fitting, right?
Yeah.
Fitting with the number of the Mario Party, right?
And then 7 Mario Party 3 boards. Okay. Great. Yeah, then we're not going to waste any more time. We're just going to jump right into our first board. And actually, before we start, I got to make it very clear that this is not a top 10. This is not, here's the best board, here's the 9th best. These are just 10 randomly placed boards. They have no ranking. They're just 10 really great boards, so don't look at it in that way. But yes, the first board, one that you guys will be very familiar with if you've seen the previous custom board contest, is Paradise Isles by Stalfos King. This is a Mario Party 3 board, as you can clearly see. It's very... Okay, so... Alright, SpiderStaryu here, he very much likes this board. This is probably his favorite one out of the entire list, if we're going to be honest. When we made this custom board contest, I think it was the 2nd contest, we were in love.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Right, so Stalfos revealed this board to us in our 2nd contest, and, you know, me already being in love with Mario Party 3, I love all things Mario Party 3, and Stalfos really captured the essence of Mario Party 3 in his board. Paradise Isle is just everything you would expect there to be in a Mario Party 3 board, you know, with the path layouts and just the way the board looks. Oh my god, the way the board looks, it looks so good. It looks just like a Mario Party 3 board. And there's so many little throwbacks. There's like, if you know, one great thing about Party Planner boards is you can make it whatever you want. And one thing I love about this board is it has so much eye candy all throughout the board. So, you know, when you're playing the game and you're playing it in Party Planner, you can go throughout the board and like while, you know, when you're in the game, you know, you're a lot closer, right? So, you know, you can see like you're in the Watermelon Island, or you can be near that Donkey Kong 64 cartridge, or near a Pokeball, or near the food island at the bottom left. There's just so much stuff. And Staryu underneath the bridge, I mean... Come on, I'm not gonna lie, that's a big thing too. You know, the board just has lots of sights to see, and that's a great thing for the board. So, yeah, it's a really, really, really well-designed board. So, I'm confident that you guys will like it, you know, when you play on it.
Yeah, and I think
lots to see on this board.
Paradise Isles, this was released last summer, so 2017 summer, and it set a standard for future custom boards. Like, this is what you want to aim for. Even the way the board is modeled in the background, the square, like, sandbox-looking design, that's a very Mario Party 3 style, and it is used here perfectly. After this board was released, none of my future boards look anything other than this. I had to stick with this type of style because this is the way to go. This is just such a great adaptation of that style. And not just aesthetically, if you actually play the game, like the space layout, the path layout, it all makes sense. It's fun. The one thing I really love are the bridges, where each bridge has kind of a risky space on it, but it's always an option. You are never forced to go there. You can always pick the other way to go if you really do not want to go on that risky space. So, a lot of good gameplay elements on this one.
My favorite thing is you can loop the item shop. I think on the bottom left corner, you can kind of loop where that section is with the item shop. The cost is that you have to keep visiting the bank, but it's still a nice thing that you can just like keep visiting the item shop all you want. That's if you're a Mario Party player, that's one of your dreams. Just like get everything you want through the item shop. So
yeah,
pretty nice.
Yeah. One thing we did not mention is that all of these boards that we're going to go over, they are currently available to download. You can watch any of these and immediately go and download them. We'll have the links in the description and all that stuff. So I think that wraps up for Paradise Isles. This is a great Mario Party 3 board. Great one to start with, or what have you. Yeah. Let's move on to the next board. This is a Mario Party 2 board. It is called Hopeland, and it is by Imakuni. I hope I said that right. Who knows on the internet? But, I mean, look at this board. We were talking about Paradise Isles has the Mario Party 3 aesthetic down. This board has the Mario Party 2 aesthetic down. Like, really, really well. Like, surprisingly well. Like, how did you actually do this? Can you tell us how? Well, it's... So, there is some backstory to this board that I'm not 100% familiar with. I know that you may have heard of Vine Sauce. He had a stream to raise funds for the PCRF, the Pediatric Cancer Research Foundation. And during the stream, this Imakuni person, thank you for sharing this board, created this board, and they played it on the stream, again, to raise funds. So even if you look on the board itself, you can see the balloons has the foundation logo on there, and the whole thing is themed after Vine Sauce, like literally the path layout is. It's just aesthetically, what a pleasing board.
It's a very sweet thing to see that, these people made a board for, a charity event. They played it on stream. It's so cool, the fact that they did that. And even without including that knowledge, if you didn't have that knowledge, the board itself looks really good. Right. It looks very well made. And, that type of aesthetic is kind of hard to come by, to see people who really just master it just so easily. And if I'm not mistaken, that might be the Vine Sauce logo, I think?
I believe so,
I think that's the Vine Sauce logo.
I
believe so.
Totally sure, but yeah, I'm pretty
Neither
sure.
am I, but the fact that they, even if that's their logo, they made a board based off of their logo, and it looks so good. And it feels very heavenly, like with the clouds and stuff. Oh, it's just such a nice board. And the music is really nice too. That's one thing with Party Planner. You can edit the music. You can use board music, or you can just use any music for any minigame, anything. They use the credit music from Mario Party 2, I believe. Credits. They use the credit theme.
I think so, yeah.
I believe so. So the fact that they did that, everything just goes together and fits perfectly. And I like how the junctions are on this board. There's lots of choices for where to go, and that's always a nice option for a Mario Party player. We want to go different ways depending on our strategy. So this board is just really nice, and I'm really happy that we included this one on the list, because this one's it's so sweet. It's so nice to just look at and just think that these people did this. It's just so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your board with us.
Yes,
we're glad that we can include it on here.
Thank you. I would say first first impression, not on the background, but on the path layout itself, I was a little concerned because it looks like kind of a jumble, a lot in one place. But
Okay.
the way you were describing it, there's basically a center circle and an outer circle, and there's just a bunch of junctions that let you go between the two constantly.
Yes.
So it's just a very interesting take. We played this one actually a few days ago. Very fun. Okay. Yeah, you won. It was very, very close, actually. You won because of the last minigame, I think. It's true. It's true. Anyway, Hopeland, very great board. Download and play it today. One of 2 Mario Party 2 boards on this list, so we're already halfway done with that. Okay. The next board is Gruntys Furnace Fun by Airsola. Hope I say that right too. It's the internet once again. This is obviously based on the Gruntys Furnace Fun from Banjo-Kazooie. What makes this board very unique is that it makes full use of the new custom events.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you, I don't know how clearly you can see, it's a little zoomed out, but the happening spaces on this board allow you to warp from one cauldron to the other, just like in the original Banjo-Kazooie game. So land on the orange cauldron happening space, you instantly get warped to the other one. The other happening event here is Grunty at the top, who it's more or less a warp to the start, pay some coins, that kind of thing. But yeah, this board just makes full use of custom events, and I just really like it for that. It's absolutely worth a try for that.
For me, I would say that I like this board too. You know, just the custom events. I think this, custom events is still kind of a new thing for Party Planner.
Yeah.
Not many people have custom events for their boards. So the fact that Airsola, that's his name, right? Airsola? The fact that he made this board and, the custom events are so on point. Like, just the warping thing alone, yes. That's how you use those custom events. It's a great strategy to use to transport around the board and stuff. For me, one thing I will say is just aesthetically, I'm not really the biggest fan of the layout itself, because the layout itself, the space is like right on top of a symbol, and I think if you played Banjo, I think you would know better than me why it's like that. But it's just kind of aesthetically, it's like, but the custom events more than make up for that. So it's a really nice board to see with all those, because those custom events really give the board lots of personality.
Yeah.
Lots of personality, lots of things to do, so it's nice. Very nice. Very good job, Airsola.
Yeah, that would be my one big thing too, is the spaces. Like, I totally get it. Like, you want to keep that Banjo-Kazooie connection with the face of the Banjo-Kazooie spaces on there, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're overlapping one space with another. It doesn't look too great. So, I mean, if you kept just the color and then put the new space on there, that'd be fine. But I would not want anyone to not play this board because of that. So
it's true.
Absolutely give this one a shot. This is actually a very recent board, in August of this year. So it's very fresh. Also, we made a little mistake. So Hopeland also had a custom event. It's just one custom event. Every time you land on a happening space, Toad would show up in a little text icon and tell you something about a child's wish.
A child granted a wish. Yeah.
And you get 5 coins.
You get 5 coins.
It's just it's a nice thing. It's really nice. It just makes the board even more cute and adorable and sweet. So yeah. That's Gruntys Furnace Fun.
You forgot the board title.
Took a second. Gruntys Furnace Fun. Let's move on to the next board, which is a Mario Party 3 board. Rogue Board from Paper Mario.
Oh.
This is a board by Northwest Ambition. And, I mean, there it is. I know that you were particularly, you really like this one, so take it away.
So, thank you very much. So for Rogueport, I did like this board a lot. So for people who play Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, you will know Rogueport. Rogueport is that little dangerous town where you'll find hooligans. Trust me, I know some hooligans from
too.
there. Exactly, right? Some dark ghost or something. Anyway, so it's a town full of thieves, hooligans, all sorts of bad people, basically. But, you know, it's very memorable because it's the hub of the Thousand Year Door. That's where you keep going back to go to all these different places. It's the hub. It's where you're mainly at throughout the game. So the fact that they transported this into a Mario Party 3 board, it looks really nice. And if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, but I believe this board was, like, drawn or, like, modeled or something. Because it's not in the exact Rogueport, how do I describe it? Like, you know, like atmosphere, like, you know, how exactly like Rogueport was with like west side, the main hub, and then right side, things like that. It's not exactly the same, but it's still very beautiful and very nice to look at. One thing I like too is that the left side of this board has kind of a bunch of item shops. So you go, first and foremost, once you leave the start, you go up, there's an item shop like right there at the beginning. Then you can go left and then go down, and you can kind of loop that area to keep visiting the item shop. So you gotta be careful. I mean, there's 2 game guy spaces over there, so that's kind of not too good. But, you know, just those little strategies. And then there's 3 happening spaces on the board. I don't think they do anything, but for the happening star, you know, I guess that makes sense. Just those little strategies are really nice to have in a Mario Party board, especially a party planner board, because you want your board to have something that makes it stand out, something that makes it different, some strategy you can have. So seeing that is very nice. And yeah, really quickly, I hope it's okay I mentioned this. This board came out like about a year ago. There was some troubles with it a year ago where one space made you loop back to the start. So I just wanted to make clear for people who downloaded a year ago, we fixed that. It's no longer like that. So when you play this board, it's not going to have that looping error. It's totally a functional board now. So just wanted to make that clear. If you downloaded it before and you're like, why is it on this list when there's a glitch on it? You know what I mean? So it's fixed now. So it's good. It's good to go. It's packaged right.
So if any of you played this board in the last year and you lost, like I did, you now have an excuse. So all those games that you played are no longer valid. And those wins that other people took from you, they do not count. So you're in the clear, you're good. Looking at this board, and we were talking about the background, the custom background, let's take a moment and talk about SZ and his board approving policies. So all the boards that are submitted to Mario Party Legacy, I check each one. I download it, I test it, I make sure it runs. Obviously, I did not test this one that far. I just make sure that it actually runs. And I am very hard on custom backgrounds. I do not want boards where you went on Google and you searched Mario Kart DS Snow Lift or Shroom Ridge or something. I don't know. And then you made a board. Like, I do not want those.
DK Pass.
Thank you. DK Pass. And like those are the kind of boards I am very strict on, and I don't. I try not to let people get away with that kind of stuff. So that's just an FYI for everyone submitting boards in the future. For this one in particular, I was like, this custom background, where did they get it from? And we tried to look it up and we couldn't find it, so I have to assume that this was a custom background. And if so, do stuff like this. This is awesome. This is great. Absolutely. If you're going to submit a board, try something like this. It doesn't have to be in the exact style of Mario Party 2 or 3. If you can find an interesting take like this and do it, absolutely. For the gameplay itself, it was a little different because of that little glitch that we had, but the circling over there, that's an interesting concept. It's an interesting concept for sure. Actually, is this the board, I know we gotta move on, but is this the board where I had 1 coin and I landed on Game Guy, got the roulette minigame, chose times 64 and won? That happened.
No, that was Grunty. That was the Grunty's board.
That was Grunty's board?
Gruntys Furnace Fun. Yeah.
I'm just so proud of that
moment. A lot of things happen on that board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot did. That's every Mario Party game, though. Okay, moving on. This next board is called Banana Brouhaha, and it is by our very own SpiderStaryu.
Me?
Yeah, now here's the thing you have to remember is that this is our top 10 list. These are our recommendations, and you better believe that we want you to play our boards. So
That's right.
there you go. Since this is your board, I think it would be best if you shared a little thoughts on your creation process here.
My own board? Okay, yeah. Talk about my own board. Okay. So with Banana Brouhaha. So, I'm not sure how much of you guys watching are familiar with me, SpiderStaryu. But I have my own channel, called SpiderStaryu, little plug. But on my channel, I made a video about how to create your own Mario Party board for Party Planner. So I made that video, and in that video, I made this board, Banana Brouhaha. And I thought I made it because, you know, I love bananas, I love Donkey Kong, all that stuff. You guys know, if you follow me on Twitter, you know. Donkey Kong on the head. Donkey Kong on the head, see? You know, that's me. So, you know I love Donkey Kong and bananas and all that good stuff. So I was like, okay, let me just make a quick board to show people, you know, you can have a concept and then just make a board. It doesn't have to be the most fanciest board. It's just, you know, have to use your imagination and make a board. So, in that video, I made this board, Banana Brouhaha. And, yeah, it was a very simple board, but I was very proud of it because I was able to include bananas in it, and that's a very... It fits the... Actually, if you play Mario Party 1 in Party Planner, what happens at the end is the golden bananas appear. Remember, it uses Donkey Kong Jungle's
awesome.
Adventure. It uses Donkey Kong Jungle's Adventure. Donkey Kong's Jungle Adventure. Oh my god, I can't speak. Donkey Kong's Jungle Adventures ending. Yes, for that board. So I thought it fit perfectly. So... But I've made some edits to the board since then. Now there's a bunch of characters here for the Brouhaha. Everyone has a banana in their hand. Toadette, Pauline, Toad, Goomba, even freaking Goomba. Petey Piranha has one, and the Piranha Plant's trying to eat it. There's just a bunch of bananas all over the board. So, exactly, right? So now the banana has fully realized on the board. And now this board also has custom events now too. So if you land on a happening space in the bananas, that big banana bunch, you will get 10 coins. And the two other happening events on the board, one by Monty Mole at the top left, a Bowser Revolution will happen, where everyone's coins will be equalized. Yeah. And then for Pauline, she'll just give you 15 coins. There's no fancy schmancy text or anything. You just get 15 coins. Or she's like, take the coins and go. She doesn't say anything to you. But she awards you for presents. So, yeah, that's my board, Banana Brouhaha. What do you think about it, SC?
Well, I have to say the addition of those characters really gives this board a lot more life. Like, bananas are life, so it's such a great thing to see as you're passing by, walking around. Here's the thing. Mario Party 1 kind of sucks, okay? It's not that great of a game. But with a custom board like this, it actually makes me interested in playing, because Mario Party 1 can be extremely punishing and just unfair and just so luck-driven that having a board where the happening spaces are nice and they give you things, and I don't know, there's just not death around every corner. That's something that I appreciate. So definitely check this one out if you want a more relaxing Mario Party 1 experience.
True. But let me say one thing, though. I highly recommend playing with people. Because if you play with computers, here's the thing. Computers are kind of really mean on this board. All they'll do is circle the bananas, visit Boo, come back to the start. That's their strategy. So they're going to go up, go through the bananas, visit Boo, go back to the start, and just keep doing that over and over and over and over again. So, you know, unless you want to deal with that, it's fine. But I recommend people, because I mean, I would hope a person doesn't just keep doing that. But computers have one thing in mind. They're gonna just steal from you. So, just bringing that up. But yeah,
actually,
I'm glad I have my board on here.
That's a great point for all the boards. Is that the AI for the CPU? They're gonna do what they want. Like, not necessarily get the star. They will go here, left, right. It's just luck of the draw when they hit an intersection. Okay, yeah. Thank you for sharing your board with us. Very nice.
Thank you for having it.
True, it is Mario Party Legacy, and I host Mario Party Legacy, so I did have it. You're welcome. Next board, Mario Party 3 board. This one is just simply called Animal Crossing. It is by Alexander. There's a Y there. Cool.
Oh, dear. Oh, just like an Animal Crossing.
Oh, wow. The connections, they begin. I was actually very pleasantly surprised by this board. This is one of those boards where just a random person showed up, made an account, left the board, and disappeared. It's a very true to the Animal Crossing series board. Everything from the texture work to the layout type, it's all from Animal Crossing. It feels like you're in Animal Crossing when you're playing, but at the same time, still works as a Mario Party board.
Yes.
This is unfortunately a board that did not have custom events. They just weren't a thing at the time, and there are some interesting takes on this board, like the question mark happening space for a boo and item. Not sure why that is, but it works regardless. Yeah, this board is great to look at, fun to play.
Question.
Sure.
Didn't we test the boo? Didn't it? You could still pass it and you would visit boo?
Yeah, so...
Or you could land on it and visit boo?
What happens is that whether you're going to land on it or not, the moment you hit that space is when you interact with boo. So whatever happens, you either pass boo, visit boo. Okay, get to the intersection. That's actually a skeleton key door there, if you can't tell.
Yes.
Get past the door, and the moment you hit that space, whether you have 1, 2, 3, 10, you go to boo, and then you carry on or land there. On your next turn, if you did land there, you just carry on. You don't visit it twice, so it works.
Okay, good to know. Yep, just be careful when you visit boo. That's a scary exchange.
Yes.
What I think about this board, I love Animal Crossing. I'm a big Animal Crossing fan. So to see Animal Crossing being brought to Mario Party in such an elegant way, because we've had people try to bring Animal Crossing to Mario Party before, and it didn't work out so well.
It worked
Just
out
being honest.
okay in the past.
Well, in my personal opinion, it didn't really work out that well. So seeing this is just mind-blowing. It's it's awesome. It's really awesome. So I love the path layouts. I just love the back. Everything, every little corner is Animal Crossing. I think Isabel's on the board too, I believe.
I think so.
It's just so much great stuff on this board. Just it's great for an Animal Crossing fan, and it's just a great board to play on in general. It's just nice. So, and like we've talked about earlier with the eye candy thing, there's so much eye candy to look out throughout the board. So, when you're playing on this board, you're not going to be, like, bored. Get it? You're not going to be bored playing this board. I know, okay. But I just had to make that joke.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, I like this board a lot. It's a really good board.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that was number 6, so we have 4 more boards to go. This next one, we're going back to Mario Party 2. This is Iceland by SpongeYoshi. This was actually the winner of the Mario Party custom board contest number 3. A split winning. There were 2 winners. This is one of those winners. As you can see, ice board. Pretty simple in theme, but what it does, it does well. Everything in the background was hand-drawn, and then I guess scanned in and used in the game. It makes use of Party Planner's animation feature. I don't know what you would call it. Probably not animation, but you can see like Christmas lights in game. Those will be flashing, right? And some of the lights will be turning on and off on some of the like structures and whatever. It's a very neat and nice feature. The board, when it was submitted to our contest, had a lot of planned gimmicks, but because of the custom event restriction, aka they did not exist at the time, none of those were implemented.
Yes.
And they have not been implemented since, you know. So this is still just a normal board without custom events, but even if you play without custom events, it's a fun standard board to play on, I think.
So, one thing with this board is that you could the board itself, when the person who made it explained it. Do we know who made it? It was by SpongeYoshi. Oh, I remember SpongeYoshi. Yes, for SpongeYoshi, he explained that there's also a thing with the freezies that you can implement yourself. If you're playing with people, you can follow kind of the rules with the happening spaces. So, I mean, even the creative thing about this board is when there was no custom events, he thought of that idea with like the freezies. Like if someone isn't happening, you can't go down this path, go down this path. That was actually very creative to do without the custom events. So people can kind of follow their own rules. I mean, obviously you couldn't do it with computers. Computers are going to be like, I don't care. But, you know, with people, that's a great thing. So you can kind of have your own alternative rules. I think that's really cool. And then there's a bunch of ways to go back to the start, I believe, with the X's.
The X's, which is part of like the custom rules. But if you just ignore that, you can just use that as a free way to get back to the start. And those are everywhere. So if you're really far and you need to get onto that side of the board, it's easy to do so.
Yeah, that's such a nice. That's so creative,
Yeah.
so creative. So, this was one of the ones that won our second contest, and you could see why it's a great board.
Yeah. So this is our last Mario Party 2 board. Unfortunately, the rest will be Mario Party 3.
Right.
All right.
Oh wait, this won the third contest, right? The third contest.
Yeah.
I said the second one. Okay, my bad. Third contest. Got it.
All right, so this next board, this board is called Star Summit, and it is by, let me see, who is this by? Ah, yes, that is by me. This was my board. It's my proudest achievement in the last year, probably. Yeah, okay, yeah, well, this is a board based on Star Summit Shooting Star Summit from Paper Mario.
Shooting Star Summit.
There you go. Yeah, from Paper Mario, it is actually a very basic board. There's not much going on, but I worked really hard on making it look pretty, and I think I got it. Before this, I was saying I'm not going to... I'm going to be very modest and humble, and it's not working.
You did say all that.
It's not working. I'm just very proud of it. This is absolutely the best board I've made, and I'm very proud to be recommending. I need to stop. Take it away from me. Say something else.
Let me gush over it.
Thank you.
It's more modest for you. I don't need to say anything. Oh, it's so good. It's the best thing I've ever done. It's just amazing. So I'll say one thing. I'll say this immediately about the board. It's phenomenal. You know, when SuperZambezi made this board, I was so proud of him. And it's not me being like dramatic, I'm being honest. I was really proud because he's made boards in the past and they were good boards, but this was like, whoa. Like you could tell the time that got taken to make this board because you can see it in the background. You can see it in the background when you travel the board. You can see like those little stars on the ground, just like at Shooting Star Summit when you're in Paper Mario. Those little stars that like all the stars that fall down. You can see them all throughout the board, and you can see different like star spirits throughout the board. And also, don't the star spirits have happening spaces, custom events?
Yeah, so custom events, I added that in yesterday. I released this board a year ago, and yesterday, just for this little video, I updated it with custom events. So there are 9 happening spaces total. The 2 that are kind of randomly placed in the front, when you land there, you get either 1 to 12 coins, just a nice little bonus. But the 7 happening spaces at the top of the board, each one represents a different star spirit. And each one, because of my limited knowledge of custom events, it's actually really tough to make custom events. It's very confusing. But I was able to manage to make it where you land on a happening space and you get an item, a very specific item for that space. So every time you land on that specific space, you get the same item. Starting from the left, you get a golden mushroom if you land there. And when you land there, you get a little text message box from one of the star spirits whose space that is, and they're like, here's this golden mushroom because it's a long path. Congratulations, you're amazing. That kind of thing. So I have a golden mushroom there. The next one is a poison mushroom, then a mushroom, then a magic lamp, then a boom repellent, then a skeleton key, and then finally a reverse mushroom. And I'm not going to get into it here, but they are all strategically those items so that entire path can be strategized, and if you're lucky, can be extremely beneficial. Yeah.
The star spirits knew what they were doing with that boo repellent. Oh, thank God.
Yes, they did. Because there is a Boo right near that area, so that is the reason. No other reason. Yeah, I mean, it's my board. I don't know what else to say. I like it a lot, and I think you should play it.
I highly recommend it as well, guys. You know, there are very few boards that I've seen that really wowed me when I looked at it. And when I saw Star Summit, I'm being honest. I'm not trying to butter you up. I'm being honest. Well, you know, I saw it and I was like, it's just so nice to see all the detail in the board. Like, it looks so aesthetically pleasing. And this board also takes advantage of the music. It uses Mario Party 3's credits music, which fits so perfectly for the board. So it's just, there's so much greatness with this board. And I'll tell you one thing I was worried about was the top part of the board, because I thought it was a really long path. But these custom events fix those things. And it's just, it's such an incredible board, guys. You need to play it. Play it with your friends. You're gonna love this board. To me, it's the best one out of this whole 10.
Well, you know what though? You know
He's
what?
like, true. He's like, well, true.
I mean, no comment. No, I don't know. I actually don't think this is the best one.
I think this is the best one I've seen.
But we're gonna spend, I mean, obviously it's my board. We're gonna spend a little bit more time on this because I'm not ready to move on. Before we did this video, you were telling me that you absolutely had things to say that were not great about this board. And I told you I did too. So I'll start with mine and then I'm ready to hear from you.
Okay.
When I was making the board, I was hoping there would be a few more spaces around the Boo area in the top right. Okay. Right now, it is very easy to visit an item shop, get a reverse mushroom, and then go right up to Boo and then back. It's very easy to go there. It makes going around and getting a key seem like not the way to go. I think the items up there now make it more convincing to go up there, but I think it still sucks that there's only one space between Boo and the normal path.
Right, yeah. What, I have to go now? Say my negative things?
Yeah, you have to bring me back to earth a little bit.
I was saying those things to kind of like get his goat, you know, I wasn't being totally serious, but like I've said about this board, one thing that I thought was negative was that long path at the top, because it kind of seems like a very long, unnecessarily long path for kind of no reason. There's nothing good that will come out of it, but like I said, the custom events fix that. And, you know, I'm in love with this board. I don't have nothing negative to say about it anymore. It's a great board. It's a really great board.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. Enjoy it, because I will never make anything as good ever again.
Okay, so. Now that's being ridiculous. Okay, enough. Now it's time to move on. Now you're getting too inflated. Okay.
Okay, the next board is Dreamhaven, once again by Stalfos King. See, you can't tell me that was the best board when you have forgotten about great boards like Dreamhaven. Now, I think we kind of forgot, because Dreamhaven is a Mario Party 2 board, originally meant to be a Mario Party 3 board.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
So we actually have 3 Mario Party 2 boards. Yeah.
Our bad.
Yeah,
whoops.
Whoops is absolutely right. It was supposed to be a 3 board. Some weird errors, limitations forced it to be a 2 board, but hey, we need more good 2 boards, so
yes,
why not? This board has a similar idea to Paradise Isles, where there are islands. There's like 4 main sections, and then a center island. It's been a while since I played this board. I know I always loved how it looks, the backgrounds, again, the eye candy, that kind of thing. But the actual gameplay, how much of that do you remember from when we played it during the contest? This is the other winner from the 3rd board contest.
Yes, the 3rd contest, not the 2nd one. The 3rd one. I don't remember too much about it either. I remember you kind of start off in the middle island where Toad's like dreaming, I believe. I think you start off there, and then you can kind of split off to the different islands, I believe. It's been a while since I played this board too, but I remember I loved this board a lot because it was similar to Paradise Isle in that respect with the island thing that Stalfos was doing, but like oh my god, aesthetically it's so beautiful. How can you not think this is a great board? You know, for the third contest, we were looking for like kind of winter themed, Christmas themed,
Yeah.
like those types of themed boards. You know, so seeing that seeing Stalfos's board where it was like an interesting take, like kind of like dreaming before Christmas, you know, that type of thing. It was just so cool, just seeing that all together. The theme and everything just went together perfectly. Oh, and it's just, oh my god, that's a nice board. I don't know what to say other than it's just a great board. It's a great board. You guys will love playing on this board. I'm confident. And you'll have the 2 version. Basically, it's like the 2 version of Paradise Isles. So you'll like this board a lot.
Oh, okay, the 2. Yeah, I like that take on it because it's.
Just be careful if you get a skeleton key.
You know, I think that happens
skeleton
every
key.
single time we've played a Mario Party 2 board custom.
Yes, be careful if you get a skeleton key.
Yeah.
Very careful.
And we should probably explain why. The reason is because Party Planner
Yes.
currently does not support skeleton key doors in Mario Party 2. In 3 it does, 2 it doesn't. And if you get a skeleton key in Mario Party 2, you, unlike Mario Party 3, cannot just throw it away. In order to get rid of it, you actually have to use it on a door. Since there are no doors, you're stuck with the key forever. It sucks. Yeah. I don't know. We talked a lot about this board and during the contest, so if you want like super detailed thoughts on that, just head on over to that video. Or you could just play it yourself. It's available now. Let's move on to our final recommendation. This is a Mario Party 3 board. It is F-Zero White Land by Party Planner 64. By the man himself, the creator of this really awesome tool. So Party Planner actually released this right when the custom events went live. And this board was used as an example for what can be done with the custom board or custom event editor. There's a lot going on. There are sound effects where you move different places. So let me start over. So the point of the board is to, like any Mario Party board, get to the star. But it's a linear path, so if the board happens to be behind you, you need to very quickly get around the board. And the interesting thing here is that the corners, some of the corners have events where if you land on the happening space, you have a 50-50% chance of either losing coins or staying on the path. The point, okay, I get it. Okay, there's a lot of happening events going on, not just on the spaces. Items, coins, that kind of stuff. It's a great
You get golden
example.
mushrooms, right? You golden mushrooms in the happening spaces, I
Yeah,
think?
just like that, you get a golden mushroom. That's actually the one I copied for my board, so this is where I got it
And if
from.
you have 3 items, you don't get the item, right? You have 3, you don't get
Correct.
any items?
It just says, like, too bad, or something like that. I don't know. But it's a great example. It's not the most creative thing in terms of a background. I think Party Planner actually says that he just pulled it from a custom track or something from Mario Kart Wii. But it is a fun board to play. So.
Yes, so custom events, once again, being a rare thing. That's a nice thing to see, custom events being used very strategically with the board. That even though the board doesn't really have the most aesthetically pleasing look, just the fact that those custom events are there, it gives life to the board. It makes things more interesting. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there like certain parts where there's like a junction where you can take a faster path or a slower path?
Yeah, so
Isn't that a
that's
thing?
when I was trying to explain all that nonsense. That was me trying to explain
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's a
Okay,
thing.
yeah. Alright, good, yeah. So that's one thing that's interesting about the board, and I would love to see things like that being used more often. A faster path and a slower path, but the faster path is
Yeah.
more dangerous. You know, that would be very interesting to see more of that in Party Planner boards. But yeah, this is a very great board. Custom events are great. Go try it out.
Yeah,
Nothing else to say.
So that was our 10th board. Moving forward, we really want to get back into the custom board contest. We have a lot of fun doing that, and it's a great way to encourage people to make really great boards, and it just gives us so many new boards to play with. I just love doing them. But we will be making custom events a priority during those custom board contest. So we don't know when we'll be doing the next one. What we would like to know is if there is interest in doing another contest. So whether you are interested in submitting a board or you just want to see a contest happen, let us know. Say something in the comments. Just scream. I don't know. Just make it known that this is what you want to see, and we will be more encouraged to make it happen. Not that we don't want to. It's more the whole custom event thing. So yeah, we're gonna work on that. Try and get more public custom events out there. Some more tutorials, things like that. So again, let us know if you want a custom event, custom board contest. And that's gonna wrap it up. So I am still Michael Kazwara, but I'm also SuperZambezi. And you can find me on Twitter, on YouTube. I do my weekly Banjo-Kazooie streams on there. More custom stuff. And I mean, that's basically the only two places I'm gonna be. So that's me.
Yep. I'm Michael Rudolph. SpiderStaryu everywhere. I'm SpiderStaryu on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All of it is SpiderStaryu, so you can just follow me wherever you wish. And yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Michael Kazwara, thank you very much for having me. Always great to do these little videos, and it's always great to just put emphasis on the party planner community, because I really want to see new boards too, because you know, we've had some really great boards, and I would love to do this again in the future where we highlight even more great boards that people make. So
absolutely,
very nice to do this.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. If you would like to download any of these 10 boards, you can do all of that on MarioPartyLegacy.com/forum, and you'll very quickly find out how to get them from there. So all 10 of these boards and many, many more. We've got hundreds of boards there. So,
yes.
Michael, once again, thank you for being here, and we will see you next time. Bye!